What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 68 of the Taste Cast, our weekly podcast where we talk about things, watch things, react to things, do a bunch of random shit. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And a quick reminder, welcome back, Chris.
Hey,
Hopefully,
thanks.
hopefully you had fun. We missed you. It's been a week, but it feels like it's been a year. Got much to catch up on. But first, we have Discord. Make sure to go down in the description box, click the link, and talk to us anytime you want. We also are on almost anywhere you can listen to podcasts, including Spotify now. So if you want to listen to us, do that. If you're listening to us, come watch us on YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming. And our game of the month is Earth Defense Force 4.1. Play that back at the end of the month, and I got this all backwards. But games for PlayStation Plus this month are Heavy Rain and Absolver. Play those, come back at the end of the month as well for Plus Club. Make sure to play those and let us know what you thought of them. We'll let you know what we thought of them. And we typically start off every Taste Cast with what we've been playing. But first off, we did our game of the month last month that Chris picked, which was Warframe. I know you guys watched that. We got a lot of cool comments, so thanks for joining that conversation. But he did not have a chance to participate in that episode.
He was unavailable.
He's too busy day drinking.
Only like every other day.
Every other day. It was a good vacation. I'm hoping. We're gonna give you the floor, let you tell us your impressions, and then give it a grade. And if you have anyone you want to recommend it to other than everyone, like me and Chevy did, feel free. But yeah, floor is yours.
Well, it's hard for me to say anything bad about Warframe since it is the game that I picked. So obviously I'm gonna have a biased opinion about it. It's fun. It really never ends. There's always something to do, which is what keeps drawing, I think, me back to it. There's always a little something to do here and there. But it's not so overly demanding of a first-person shooter that it's unbearable for me to play.
Mm.
And the diversity of the frames or the characters that you have makes the game just so compelling that you can play so many different ways. In any type of mission type, you can find a way to play every single character.
Definitely.
So what'd you do in the last month in there?
Everything. I literally I'll go through and do all my daily missions. I will go through the raid, or not the raids. I do the what are they called?
Sorties?
Thank you, sorties. Which are just like I said, the daily missions. You do 3 different map types with varying difficulties of varying modifiers to them. And you just kind of get, some of the more end game content with it, if you're lucky, which I'm generally not. But so I did those. I do all of my rep missions. It's kind of like an MMO. You just kind of go through your day and play every mission and do everything daily. And you kind of mess around with friends here and there and try to level up everything while you're collecting everything. That's literally every day for me. I log in and do that every day.
Yeah, something that me and Chevy discussed a couple times during the episode, talking about how the game is essentially an MMO now. It's very close to being like a full MMO outside of a couple things. But I mean, there's so many different routes and different things you can do now. I remember before, you do specific missions and get a couple things going, like crafting, and then maybe wait it out. But later in the game, you'd have so many different things crafting that today you're probably gonna have some things done, and tomorrow you get some things done, and you get this ongoing thing going. And now there's all these different paths you can take to keep yourself busy. I mean, the game is huge now. It's insane. It's just growing and growing and growing.
And it doesn't feel like an MMO in the fact that I feel like I have to do it. It's very tedious to play like an MMO. Like I've been playing World of Warcraft here and there. I feel like I have to do these things. It kind of feels like a slog when doing them. This, I don't feel like I'm forced to do it. It's a choice, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything if I don't do certain things.
Definitely. Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
agree. Anything else you want to say on that?
If you're not playing it, you should be.
Is that your recommendation?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Fucking moment of truth. What's your grade for it?
I'm going to give it a solid A.
Nice.
Across the board.
A solid A.
That's what me and Chevy gave it.
Yeah.
Because, I can't give it an A+ because there's not a perfect game. There's no such thing as a perfect game. But it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
I have spent only at max in the entire time I played this game $40 on it at most. And I have everything I could want.
Yeah, that's something we kind of talked about too. Obviously I'm on the opposite spectrum. I'm very willing to give them money or whatever, but on both sides of that, mean, obviously, if you're spending money, you can have a good time. But like, if you're not spending the money either, you can have a great time. Like, there's no reason you have to spend that money. So it's a great example of free to play, and it's also a great game. I mean, I hear all the time. Like, I think in the comments of that episode we did, somebody's like, "I can't believe this game's free." And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's high quality. It's fucking awesome. And I was thinking about this after the show too. There's not a game like it.
No.
There's no game out there that has this kind of amount of different characters with different abilities and different ways to play and different weapons with this kind of mobility and structure. There's no game like it.
No, it's crazy because, like we also mentioned, obviously in that episode, the game's beginning, like when they first started making it, you would have never guessed they'd be where they are now.
Where they are now, yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
insanity. So,
I liked it back then, but not nearly as much as now. Like, it's just been like this growing fucking love for that game.
no, yeah, and it's just crazy between them obviously being very passionate about the game, and then being so willing to like talk with the community and stuff like that, and make adjustments where they're needed. It's just led to where we are now, and it's working. It's going to continue to work, and I can only imagine the game getting better.
I remember when they first started making like some major changes to the first big ideas they had, like the light rails and stuff, and people were like getting worried because they're like, "Oh God, you guys are like taking things away or whatever." And now we're at a point where everybody just loves it. So I mean, like, it's fucking in DE we trust, man. Like they their roadmap's working.
Well, and when it doesn't work and people say something about it, they go back to it. Okay, can we fix it? And if not, we're gonna pull it. So,
Yeah. So an A from Chris as well. A's across the board. We pretty much all agree it's a fantastic game. We're all huge fans of it. The A plus, I thought the same thing, man. It was really close. I wanted to really give it that A plus. I mean, I've never spent this much money on any game ever. So I mean, for that alone, like I should probably rate it. I mean, I did rate it high, but it doesn't. It has a couple things about it that like could be a little better, but every game does. But specifically, the only thing that Warframe doesn't have for me is a crushing emotional impact, and that's something that's really important to me. Some of my favorite games ever are games that like hit me so hard I didn't know they could do that. And that's
Last of Us,
Metal Gear
within
Solid,
10 minutes.
stuff like that. Yeah, that's one thing that has to just be perfect, just top. But like, I'll say it. Fucking Warframe is a more fun game to play than Last of Us, and I love The Last of Us. So I mean, like, it has it there. But that impact is really important for me. So if I ever give a game an A plus, it's gonna be one of those games that like I'll never fucking forget. I'll look at it as like fine cinema, like fucking perfect. So I feel like you guys are probably on the same boat. Something probably have to be like super resonating with you and impactful.
Yeah, though it doesn't necessarily have to be story, though that obviously makes a huge difference.
I mean, you Final Fantasy 14 a fucking A plus right now?
No,
In front of everybody?
it's too much fan service. I love the game, but I as far as like an original concept goes, for story and stuff like that, they literally like they've done a great job. Don't get me wrong; it's a very complete story.
I think it's one of the best MMOs out there.
But I think 11 was more impactful to me as an MMO. So, but I don't think I'd ever give an MMO an A plus. That'd be really crazy. I think.
That'd be a really good MMO.
Yeah.
Like,
But
fucking crazy. I'm giving fucking PSU the fucking triple S grade, the mythical triple S.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
God.
Is the best game ever made.
But the whole point I was trying to get, it's like if there was a game that was just like so fun that and I had zero complaints about it and blah blah blah, and I was playing it for like years and years and years, it'd be hard for me not to say it was an A plus game.
Yeah.
And Warframe is, like I said, it's hard not to, but there is some stuff there that it holds me back from that. Obviously because the game constantly feels like it's in development is a part of that as well.
I think that's a fair point, yeah. And that's not even like to dock it. It's just, it is in development.
Yeah.
It's forever changing. So it's hard to get planted into it in a certain degree. Like, it's always fun and there's always something cool to do. But yeah, like, we don't know where it is going, where it will go.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's a really good point.
But yeah.
All right, so I'm going to also do something a little different. Yesterday I put out a video letting you guys know that we'll be doing the Taste Cast today, and in that video I also asked you guys what your favorite Warframes are and what your least favorite Warframes are. So first off, before I get into you guys' comments, because I want to involve you guys are talking with us, and I love that. So I want to get you guys in the show, in the conversation. But I want to know from you guys first off, what's some of your favorites, some of your least favorites, and by least favorite doesn't even necessarily mean unless you think they are bad, but like, you don't really enjoy playing them. I already kind of named off a couple. It's really hard for me to do that though, because I like all of them, and like two of them I don't really like playing. That's it. I mean, like it's crazy. But if there's any that, like, obviously everybody can play Frost and Rhino. Like those are kind of like go-tos or whatever. But like, what are some specific ones you guys always go back to and play, enjoy playing, and which ones do you try and avoid?
So yeah, I also want to put the disclaimer out there that I don't think any of the frames are bad. There's just ones that really don't fit my playstyle.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, my absolute favorite frame to play at all, which I'm sure you guys could easily guess, is going to be Nyx. I literally play her 95% of the time, I'd say, with very few changes to that. I also really, really like playing Nova. I just think it's a really fun frame to play.
I forgot Nova existed.
I love crowd control. You don't see a theme here.
There's so many of them now that, like, even when I was reading some of the comments, I was like, oh yeah, that's a fucking Warframe. Like, there's so many of them now. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. So those are probably my top two my top two frames would be those two. As far as my bottom two for me, Trinity is a very quick one for me. I just do not enjoy playing that one.
That was the only Warframe I struggled getting to max rank.
Same. The other one for me was Chroma. I don't enjoy playing Chroma at all. I just can't. Right. Doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. So, but yeah, those are the ones that come to mind immediately. So.
Okay. Interesting. My most played frame is, and the one I enjoy the most, is Titania. I like being a little firefly from hell that just kind of flies around the map and melting the enemies.
Pixie Devil!
Yeah. It's the best feeling ever.
I wish every time you turn into the little fairy, it would just yell that. Pixie Devil! And then play the Mario Invincible music.
That's amazing. Because you are virtually invincible as when you're in pixie form. You get automatic natural 50% dodge chance, basically. You can buff that with certain moves she has to make it 100%, so nothing touches you. Second favorite these days is Saren. I'm really getting to the reworked Saren a lot. Again, kind of a melty frame, but more of in a sense of, like, I'm not directly shooting the enemies. It's my spore that goes out and just melts everything miles and miles around. I just see numbers flying up from the distance, like, oh, they're melting. Cool.
It's cool.
It's great, and it ramps up really quickly too if you have a nice group of enemies. Least favorite, and again, this is not like you guys said, not like I think any frames are bad. I don't really have like least favorite. I would say it's more of like watching other people play certain frames that really annoy me. And Limbo, really,
it's a common one.
Oh yeah,
it is a common one. I think it's just because, like, I don't think people are using it right.
Yeah.
Personally, they just kind of sit there with their ult and they just ruin everything. It's just standing there.
Ruin everything.
Yeah. No, I even back when, like, he first came out, people were really fucking bad about playing him.
I see the potential in him though.
Yeah.
Because he's got really great potential, but just people just kind of use the ult and stand there, and it's really boring.
Well, it's really important too when you play him. That's a character you need to communicate with people what the fuck you're doing. Because if you're just operating on your own, you can really, like you said, fuck shit up. Like, make things more difficult for people. So, yeah.
Right. And then the other one is I just find boring more than anything else would be Rhino. He's just so generic.
Very
to
basic,
me yeah. I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah, I love Rhino just because he's super reliable, and like when you play him, you know exactly what the fuck you're doing. You don't gotta think about shit. It's just pretty much autopilot. You go into a really fucking hard mission. Of course, you can take like whoever and have fun with, but like if you want someone who's just gonna get the shit done, Rhino's perfect for that. But yeah, I mean, he is simplistic. So like when I play him, I'm not like, yeah, I love this. I'm just like, I can't die.
That can be refreshing though, because I remember when they started getting super complicated with the frames, and then Equinox obviously came out, and right after that they went Atlas, and I was like, oh, this is nice.
I love Atlas. I actually really liked Atlas a lot.
Punch.
I love Equinox.
Yeah, you could just tell they were like, we gotta go back because we're going too crazy now. So
Yeah, it was a cool idea. Yeah, but I was a little worried that they're gonna get like that with all of the frames, and then it would get a little too ridiculous. Because Equinox is interesting only because it's like one of the only frames that does do that much shit. But if that became like a standard, it would almost muddy the waters of the individuality of all the frames. So I'm glad they did go back with like Atlas and made him like really straightforward, simplistic. Although there is some nuance to him being able to have that wall and then launch the wall. I really like utility stuff like that. And even the newest one, Korra, I mean, she's really straightforward too. But I like that you can whip inside your fucking dome and just whoosh, 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 and they're all taking more damage and shit. Like it's a really neat idea, but it's also really straightforward. So. I think Nidus is like the only guy I haven't done a whole lot with.
I watched.
He's still 0 on mine apparently. So apparently I didn't play him.
I haven't made him yet.
I don't do anything with him.
He's supposed to be like, I watched videos, both from Digital Extremes during like the dev streams, and Mogamu did a video as well showing off his moves, and his moves are pretty strong. You have to stack them. So.
He's a ramp up character, from my understanding. The more you do his abilities, the stronger and stronger they get, and it just keeps scaling.
Yep.
Interesting.
So it makes him very good end game.
Yeah. It's funny that it's not even game of the month still, and obviously it's a good thing, but like I still am like playing Warframe. So I'm like glad that I'm like having to play. I was like, oh yeah, I love this game, and I just keep playing it. So anything else you guys want to say?
No, I think it's your turn.
Fuck. Obviously, like I said, Frost and Rhino are like go-tos, of course. My two favorites that are really weird, though, is Limbo. I like Limbo, but I understand people's complaints on it 100%. I've seen a lot of assholes with it, so I get where you're coming from. Zephyr. I really like Zephyr. Obviously, some of the moves Zephyr has kind of became like whatever after Parkour 2.0 came out. But I still like just being able to launch myself like fucking 100 feet in the air and then fly across the map. The tornado move's fucking dope. I like the vortex shit where the bolts go around you. Plus, Zephyr's really tanky. It's weird. Like, she shouldn't be that tanky, but she is.
I felt that way about Hydroid for being a caster.
Yeah.
He takes rounds a lot better than a lot of the casters do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Zephyr's speed too, run speed. I love it. So I mean, that's probably one of my favorites. But anyone who knows me, I really like agility and being able to move in games. So it's a given. I already said before, Atlas. I really like Atlas. I'm really digging Korra. I don't know if I'd say she's one of my favorites, but she's definitely interesting. Like I said, I like them all. So it's really hard for me to go down the list, but I'm with you, and I already said it before, but Chroma, I was really excited for Chroma, and I still think his moves are neat ideas, but when I played him, I felt like they were underpowered and didn't feel that great. Although he is a tank, I still felt like he was a little weak. I'm sure there's plenty you can do to make him stronger, but I only fucking leveled him once, and at that point, with a lot of the frames, I feel something for him. With him, I was like, I don't really want to keep playing this guy. And then yeah, Trinity. Trinity's the only frame in the game that I did not enjoy getting to 30 with. So she got to 30, she stayed 30. I'm not doing shit with her. Ivara, I like Ivara a lot. I think she's got some really cool fucking moves. Everyone who can pretty much go invisible and do stealth shit. I like that. Yeah, I like Warframes. I like a lot of them. All right, so a couple comments we got on that video. Keith said, react to new Overwatch hero. So we might do that this episode. So yeah, we're going to do that. But he also said, only played Volt so far. So I told him, that's your favorite.
I mean,
and he's like, that's all I got. I'm like, wait, it's your favorite.
Well, by default.
It has to be. I hope you get a chance to try out some other ones, though.
Actually, after the rework, Volt is, I think, really cool. I like where you can put down the shield and then pick it up and move it and put it back down.
I think allies can pick it up too.
Yeah.
Or there's a
Can
mod
they?
for it that makes. Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
that's cool.
Shoot through it, and it makes. I think it adds the element to your weapon as well. And it's a neat frame.
That's cool because I liked Volt before, so and I haven't played any of the reworked ones apparently.
I have noticed though, a lot of people, especially on exterminate missions, they just switch to Ember.
Okay, so that's another one I was gonna say too. Is like I liked Ember, but Ember's been used so much they've kind of become like Frost and Rhino to me, and I'm kind of bored of Ember. So
So she just runs forward and everything dies.
yeah,
It's the starter set of Warframes. You got Excalibur, Frost.
Except for
Ember.
Excalibur's rework made him way fun.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
Excalibur a lot ever since they reworked him. I liked him before, but now he's way fucking cooler.
Yeah.
He actually has like some personality to him. Before he's just like the fucking kill guy, like, and now like there's like some more. I don't know. Everybody's got their thing, and now he feels like
Like he has a thing.
he has a thing, which is
Yeah.
great. So I hope he has a great thing. Alleluia, I'm gonna assume that's how you say it, said, I like to play with all the frames except for Nidus. I don't like how you need to spam his abilities for him to be good. So it seems like he's not too into the whole building up thing, which is understandable. Ghastly Grim said, my fave are Mag, Trinity. I think Mag's pretty cool too. Ivara, Ash Prime aesthetically only. And my least are Loki, Valkyrie, Volt, should be Valkyrie, but yeah. And Limbo, who I hate more than Necros, that does the build to desecrate. I think every Limbo player is a troll. I'm not a troll, okay? But I get where you're coming from.
Not a fan of Valkyrie though, huh? That's
an interesting one.
that is
Yeah.
an interesting one.
Man,
I'm
that
messing with her lately too.
oh god, what's the mod for Berserk? Is it called Berserker?
They make you start punching faster and faster.
Yeah.
As you crit, yeah.
Yeah, that whole build's so fucking fun. Just- let's see. Thomas Springett, I'm not sure how exactly you say that. Said Inaros and Nidus, greater than, and then less than is Rhino and Loki.
God, no love for Loki.
It's really weird because
Yeah.
he's like probably the most reliable frame.
The quintessential unit to use or frame to use for spy missions. Like if it's a spy mission, I don't go with anybody else.
Yeah, that's what I found really interesting is a couple people are not too into Loki.
I mean, they just might not like the stealth approach to
Yeah.
him. So, which is
Well, in a
fine.
game where you can stealth or you don't have to stealth too, like it kind of makes sense. You're gonna get so many different people playing the game, and some people might not want to do that.
for
shit.
sure, for sure.
Even like if I'm playing by myself, I like doing stealth. But if I'm playing with other people, let someone else do it, just because there's less like communication has to do, like has to be done. And like a lot of times, Chris will just run and do it anyway. So I'm just like, he'll do it.
Well,
So
I think it's funny with the that you can see the different play styles in people too, because one person was like, I don't like Nidus, and then the next person was like, I like Nidus.
yeah.
So
Yeah, Nidus is a little flip flopper. Thomas also wants to remind everybody to make sure to watch TennoCon Saturday, 6 p.m. ET with your account linked to Twitch, and you can get a free Ash Prime.
yeah, so 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or
You have to watch for 30 minutes.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Yeah.
Which
so.
they do that a lot. If you watch any of their stuff, like the dev streams and just like even just at them talking about bullshit streams, they give away shit all the time as long as your accounts are linked.
Yeah.
It's because they're getting that Amazon money.
Which is pretty cool too, because I don't have Ash Prime, so
I don't either.
I will take it.
I'll get a second one.
I might have to have you go turn it on my computer for me because I won't be here
I won't be here either.
tomorrow.
You can do it on your phone.
Oh yeah. Will it work on my phone?
You just link your accounts ahead
Yeah,
of
as
time.
long as it's linked.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do it on mine. So,
I'll probably just put what's that called where you can take over your computer?
oh, I don't fucking know.
I'll just do that.
You're gonna remote it.
Remote
Yeah. Jeremy, our very own Jeremy, has said that I never play Warframe. Damn it! But you guys convinced me. I will download it very soon. Which good. Do that.
But
He
damn
also wants us to watch RX's video on Anthem. Wants to see our reactions to it. Well, you might just get to see that this episode.
It might happen.
Yeah. There's a big possibility of that. Psycho, fucking the most regular of the channel. Talk to him all the time.
Half troll, half sincere.
Yeah, that guy. That fucking guy. He said, let's see. Hydroid, Valkyr, Saren, Rhino, and Oberon. Oberon, I like Oberon a lot too.
Oberon.
Yeah.
I like him better now, but I wanted to like him when he first was out.
Him and fucking French guy.
Falbon.
Yeah, Valbin. Those two I like a lot.
That was rough
I
for
like
me.
setting up shit, so those are two really fun ones for me.
Fun little tidbit. Me and Seth originally had played Warframe on PC, when it was Left 4 Dead in space, and then years later, when we got our PS4s and we got it, we decided we didn't want to play the starter frame, so we went ahead and we both invested in and just bought a different starter frame. Yours was Zephyr, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I picked Hydroid. And I actually played, even still, as much as I play Nyx, if you go into my play history, my most played frame is still Hydroid.
Yeah, I think Zephyr's still mine.
Yeah.
Zephyr or Limbo,
Played
one of those two.
Mine's Ember.
I believe that. There was a time where that was like
World on fire.
the Warframe I was assuming you were going to play. And then he also said his least favorites are Trinity, so he's on the same page as us when it comes to that one. Limbo, on the same page as everybody on that one except for me. And Loki.
I didn't realize so many people dislike Loki. Weird.
I get it because he doesn't have a lot of like offensive abilities. He's more of like
Steals
not
everyone's
really a
weapons.
support frame, but he's not really an offensive frame. He's just kind of like I'm gonna do my own shit frame.
I think it's my love for crowd control, but
I'm gonna do my own shit
stealing
frame.
everyone's weapons is amazing.
Yeah.
It is good. It is really good.
Yeah.
It's also why I like Hydroid. Oh, you're just gonna get bashed around by a tentacle now.
I like being the puddle and pulling them in from a distance. Like you, come here.
One of my favorite things, they used to lag out the game. I don't know if it still does or not, though. Chevy would do his Hydroid fucking tentacle monster attack. I'd use Zephyr's tornado attack.
Oh, the
And-
game would freak out.
And the whole game was so pissed off because, like, I think I had something too that like allowed me to have more fucking tornadoes. So like, there's just dudes in the air flying around, tentacles grabbing at them and swinging them into walls and shit. It looked like hell. It looked like you're down in fucking hell.
We'll have to test it again because Titania has a move where she makes just a group of enemies just kind of float like they don't have gravity anymore.
Yeah, we should do all three of those at the same time.
watch
Fucking
all of
ridiculous.
our PS4s just error.
Yeah, just blows all three of them up. Guess we're not fucking
break.
playing for a little bit.
I would be pissed if my
Guess we're-
PS4 stopped working.
Yeah, yeah. Considering I just got rid of my other one.
DE.
You broke my console, goddammit. I want a new one and everything you got.
Give
me what you got. I want millions of plat. Yeah, so if there's anything else you guys want to say on Warframe,
No, this will go on all day if we do.
definitely. Yeah, I almost at some point want to like maybe because like playing it again kind of reinvigorated my love for it. So like maybe in the future we can play in like maybe once a month, even though we have like a once a month show quite a bit every month. We can do like a Warframe chat, which would be kind of cool, or try and incorporate it into Tastecast every once in a while.
Warframe Wednesdays.
No,
I thought about that, but that's too often.
no fucking promises.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But yeah, I always have ideas. I still have ideas I want to roll out. So
This guy can't even play the games he buys. So.
yeah. Yeah. But it is one of the games that all three of us are like pretty deep into. I mean, like deeper than the average person. So like it is a game that we can have long conversations about, and obviously we have people in the community who are also really into it. So it was really cool that you guys joined in the conversation.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
and it was a good talk. So let's talk about what we've been playing. I'm going to start first because I've played like two things. Warframe. Played that. We just talked about that, so I'm gonna skip that. It was very fun though. Second game I've only been playing pretty much is The Crew 2, which is a really fun but also really meh game.
It's a bad review.
It's weird, man. Sometimes I'm just kind of going through the motions. I'm like, I got to do this race, and then other times I'm like, that race is really fun. Why can't they all be like that? And I'll do another one. I'm like, that was all right. And I do another one. I'm like, that was fucking dope. So if you don't know anything about The Crew 2, just real quick, I'll explain it. It's kind of like how Steep was, and you don't know what that is. They're essentially games that allow you to do multiple sports in one game. So in Steep, you could do all sorts of mountain sports. In this Crew 2, you can do all sorts of motorsports, motorcycle stuff, boat racing, plane racing, street racing, track racing, off-road racing. It's got a bunch of shit, which is its strength. Its world map is also really huge, but kind of like dead but it's an ambitious idea with what they did with it. But so there's a lot of very different races. But with that, like I said, some of them are really fun, and some of them almost feel like they're just there. A lot of the plane stuff, as much as I do like flying in games, the flying's too easy in the game, so I can't get really into the mechanics of the flying. And most of the flying I've done so far has just been like tricks, which I think is cool. You can even do that, but like half the time, like I'm just flying sideways or flying upside down or doing loop-de-loops and shit, and I feel like I'm just kind of wasting time until I got to do the next race. But overall, I think it is a solid game, and I would suggest people play it if you like what that sounds like, but don't have high hopes. I mean, like every time I play it, and this is again kind of a knock towards it, but every time I play it, I think about how fucking good Forza Horizon 3 is. Because Forza Horizon 3 does the same thing without the variety of vehicles, but it has like amazing graphics, great feeling controls, a good selection of vehicles, and a really detailed and vibrant world. Whereas this is like a big ass playground that has similar, like, you know, explore the world and do cool things aspects to it, but the racing isn't as tight. It's not as well developed. It feels kind of flat. But the variety is where its strength is at. Is just being able to do so many different things. I haven't played it online yet with people, but I'd like to try that. But Ubisoft has a track record of really bad online shit, so I haven't been like in a hurry to try it. But yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I would suggest it, but just don't play it thinking it's gonna be like the most amazing thing ever. But you'll probably dig it if you like racing games.
Every time you talk about this game, all I can think of is Diddy Kong Adventure Racing for the
It
N64.
it is that. It is that.
Just like better graphics.
Yeah, it's that, and it also has a really good. Well, all games have photo modes now, but it has a really good one, so you can take some pretty cool photos if that's what you're into.
That's all I can think of.
Every time I play it, I think of that because you can like switch from like boat to plane to car in an instant, and yeah, when I'm flying like around and I see people driving on the ground and shit, yeah, I feel like I'm playing Diddy Kong Racing, which I love. Diddy Kong Racing.
Wasn't a bad game. Yeah,
I
it was a great
loved
game.
that game. So, not an insult. That's all I've played.
All right.
Shout out to Quake Champions. I'll be back soon. That game's fucking dope as shit.
I can't remember everything I've played in the last 2 weeks, so
Damn. What's up? What happened? You get hit in the head?
my memory doesn't work that way. But so I'm just gonna keep the three main ones. I played Warframe. We just got done talking about it. It's great.
Tell us your impressions and your grade. Let's do it all over again.
A couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
I played and finally beat Ni no Kuni 2. Thank you.
I knew he'd beat it before me.
So
Right.
I knew when I was playing it, he didn't have it yet, that he'd beat it before me. I could just feel it.
I will say this without spoiling anything. The ending, you could, like, I wish they would have spent some time, like, developing more story throughout the game, because the ending, you could tell that they were trying to, like, make an ending for a game. And I was like, there was barely a story. What are we doing right now? Like, I don't know. It's really weird. Also, side note, there is post-game content. So there's more to do after you beat the game. So I'm not done playing it yet. But
I've never
soon.
done playing it.
And then I played about 2 hours of Moonlighter, which is an indie game. It's $20, and you play as essentially a merchant who's I can't remember if it's his dad or someone like great grandpa or something like that, was obsessed with finding the secrets of the fifth dungeon in this game. There are 4 dungeons, and you go through them one at a time or whatever, and you unravel the mysteries of the fifth dungeon or whatever. The twist to that is, instead of also just doing the dungeon stuff, is when you go in there, it's a roguelike game. If you die, all your stuff in your inventory falls on the ground. You respawn in your bed, so you don't make any progress that day, essentially. But if you I barely play the game, so I have never beaten one of the dungeons, but anytime I've gotten like a full backpack and all of a sudden I'm getting mobbed, I'm like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. If you hold circle, you teleport out of the dungeon, and that ends your adventure for the day. You get to keep stuff in your backpack, and then You go back to your shop during the
You
day.
bail whenever.
Yeah.
Wow, weird.
And you take the stuff and then you sell it, and you have to actually like figure out what prices work. Is there demand? So it has a supply and demand system. So like
That's interesting.
yeah. So if you sell too much, like pieces of like slimes, for example, people will eventually be like, oh, you have like 3 million.
So
of these at home.
incentivize you to keep progressing.
Yeah, or crafting, because you can also use the money that you earn in your shop to expand the town. So you get a blacksmith, you get an enchanter, you get blah, blah, blah. And then you can take the materials in the dungeon and also make things, and you can either use them or sell them. You can also expand your shop. I just got a bargain bin, so you can just throw stuff in there and it automatically discounts to 75% of whatever price you set it up for before. And they just walk up to the bin, they grab it and bring it up to the counter. So
Coming down to Chevmo's, we got the blue light special.
pretty much.
Blue
And then
lights.
you have to actually stand at the register. So you can like wander around the shop and like adjust prices and stuff like that. But if someone waits at the counter too long, they get upset. So it's kind of a neat. You get a store sim type game, and then you also get a roguelike game.
Yeah, I like
So-
that it has something to kind of differentiate itself from other roguelikes, because I like roguelikes, but I don't love them just because I like permanent progress,
And
especially
this has that.
Yeah, so that sounds like something I would play.
And the controls are really tight, which is great, which kind of has to be when you make a roguelike game, because they're designed to be frustrating, difficulty-wise, not
High cost,
frustrating.
so you don't
that
want-
I hit a button and didn't work.
Yeah, in a high cost game, you don't want to have people blaming the game for the reason they died, essentially. So
And then, of course, the dungeons are randomly generated every time you go into them. So, but yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I'd like to play it more. I need time. Someone find me some time, please.
No, I need that time for myself.
Oh, that's too bad.
damn, you don't share that shit. What the fuck's your problem?
But I think for $20, if you think any of that sounds remotely interesting, try it. Because
Got a cool art style
it's
too.
a cool game. And fun little note: this game was originally a Kickstarter style project on Square's website, and then they actually left that and got picked up by an actual publisher that wasn't through Square. So they actually like worked their way up to releasing this game.
That's cool. So go pick it up,
Yeah, $20.
Chris.
Buy it now. Chris has been playing the game of Host
Oh yeah,
and day drinking and eating lots of ramen.
sounds like a fun game.
It was
Like good ramen or college ramen?
good ramen.
Okay.
Although one night I think I ate it too much, too fast, and I got real sick from it.
Yeah, certain ramens I've kind of felt sick from too, but it like the broth was really rich.
Yeah.
And so I
Yep.
think it was the amount of sodium maybe.
That's what we were thinking too, because I was just laying on the couch like dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't drink enough water.
Well, that day drinking all that sodium, that'll fucking kill you.
And walking around in 80-degree weather all day.
Yeah, that sounds like an awful time.
It was fun. But I did manage to play a few game here
Play a
and
few
there.
game.
Yeah, I
a few
played a few
games.
game.
I played some Warcraft here and there. Not a lot though.
You were playing earlier. I saw it.
I mean, a lot of the times I just kind of sit in the background because I'll do something like, oh, I need to look this up, and then I'll just get sidetracked and it'll just sit in the background.
That happens to me. It's not quite the same thing, but the crew 2 like disconnects you from the server like real fast. Like, if you have the game paused for fucking less than 5 minutes, it's like, we're kicking you out of here. And then I get like a look over and I see it and it's like too late and fucking just gets rid of me. And it puts me back at the title screen. I'm like, dude, you guys are real strict about that server space. So like a lot of the times I'll have that game go and I'll pause it and then I'll go do something. I'll come back. It's disconnected me and I just like leave it on and do something else. So I'm like, I don't want to go through all the fucking loading again just because you assholes are like, nope, you fucking stop playing this game for more than 2 minutes. You're not playing it
And
again.
that happens in Monster Hunter too. All of a sudden
Bye, Felicia.
you're not in the server with everyone anymore.
It's just unwelcoming. It's very, very rude.
Very jarring. Very disconnecting from the game.
So a lot of times it just stays on, heats my room up.
Oh God.
And right now, that's awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame.
Tell me about it. I
Uh,
turned my fan on today.
You
Keep
said-
cool. Hot air.
last time we talked to you, you said it was been warmer here than it's been there. So
We said it's been 80, but it's been 80
right
here.
now. Yeah.
True.
But yeah, it has
But
been
you-
80 here as well.
You guys have ozone layer. There's no ozone here.
Yeah, we have water in the air all the time too.
That too. That too.
We got fucking dog. We got bears up here. We got moose
They got
up
bears in
north.
California.
They got shitty bears in California.
I'm pretty sure if I turn the corner just wrong, there's going to be a forest fire.
Okay.
brush fire.
That's true.
Okay.
California
corner.
is on fire.
We
third
got
of the
an
year.
impending earthquake that's gonna fucking end the world.
We got
Okay.
an impending earthquake that can disconnect
We're on
us
the
from
same
the
fault
US.
line.
No, Cascadia fault line and the San Andreas thing is completely different. Don't get me fucking started on this. One's way scarier than the other. Way fucking scarier. Look it up.
I think we're off the topic of games at
Yeah.
the moment. So
Well, we're all big dick in here. Fuck, I got bears. I got fire at my front door. I got an earthquake getting ready to
I'll tell you
fucking
what.
decimate everybody.
today, like I said earlier,
I got an asteroid.
You win on the heat part because where we are was the second coolest place in the United States
Ugh.
today. So.
This is the coolest place in the United States, dog. I'm just saying. Let us know in the comments. What have you been playing? Got anything you'd recommend us to play? And
How hot was it?
how hot was it where you are? And what's the scariest shit in your area that's the impending? Or you got poisonous things? We don't really have a whole lot of those around here. We just got a lot of things that wait to kill you every
Look at them
500
black
years.
widows.
Yeah.
We have black widows. They're just not very common. We also have brown recluse. They're
No, we
not-
don't. That's a.
Oh, we don't?
No, that's a misunderstanding. Or not misunderstanding. There's a word for that, and I can't think of it right now.
Misconception.
Thank you. That's the fucking word. It's a misconception. We have something that looks like a brown recluse here, but it's not. I mean, it's possible
spider.
somebody brought one with them, in a fucking U-Haul, but they're not that common. But yeah. Let's know in the comments. All that shit. So yeah, we have 2 videos we're going to be watching, but before we get into that, we're gonna watch. I remembered as I was talking. I do that a lot. I live life on the edge. So yeah, something I try to do every month, but some months I just fucking forget about it.
It happens.
I like to start the month off talking about release dates for games coming out this month. So we'll just jump into it. If something sounds exciting to you, fucking just scream at the top of your lungs
I can't do
that
that.
you're fucking you can't believe that we live in a world where this actually exists and you are alive during this time. First game, Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered Edition. Clever name, but bad name. Came out July 3rd. Runbow came out July 3rd for Switch. Defiance 2050 came out for pretty much everything. Comes out July 10th. I said it came out because I've already played it. I was in the beta, and it's essentially a better looking, better playing version of the original, but still looks like shit. Shining Resonance Refrain, another name I'm not a big fan of, coming out for everything pretty much, also July 10th. Warhammer Vermintide comes out to console on Xbox One July 11th. I know Josh was very excited for that and was trying to get me to buy that, and then I brought it up the other day and he's like, I ain't getting that on Xbox. I'm like, why? He's like, I played the beta, it looks like shit. I was like, okay. So guess he's staying on PC. He was also like, this weekend they got double XP on that game. I know you don't care. I was like, well, okay. He's like,
Damn.
but if you wanted to play, I'm like, man, that's a way to get into that conversation. Ease Memories of Calcetta or Chelchetta or Celcetta. Coming
another
out.
Ys game.
It's yeah, something's happening on PC July 11th. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker coming out on 3DS and Switch July 13th. Octopath Traveler, a game I'm actually really interested in.
That's a must buy for me.
Did you play the demo?
No, I downloaded it, and here's the cool thing about the demo. I guess you can play up to 3 hours, and your save file just transfers over.
That's cool. There's a couple games that have done that. I think it's kind of a cool idea to keep your progress.
The biggest reason I'm excited for this, besides obviously the visual stuff and what we saw with E3 and whatnot, I follow a couple people on YouTube, and a couple of them are really into role playing games, and they have had a chance to get their hands on this, and they're like, "This is probably the most excited I've been for a role playing game in a while."
Yeah,
so that's really cool to hear.
It looks cool. I don't really play a whole lot of RPGs. Like I'll dabble a little bit, but I don't really I'm not like, oh, I gotta buy that. But this looks actually really neat.
Also bums me out that 2 games I want for Switch are coming out on the same day.
Oh no.
That's convenient. Get all the games at once.
Yeah,
Who cares about money?
My wallet is not a fan of that idea.
Everybody's got infinite money, right? That's what
what's money?
That's what Nintendo thinks. Give us your money, kid. We know you got a lot. Go ask your parents. I'm 31.
Got some cardboard. Give me the money.
Get a loan. July 13th. That's coming out July 13th. Adventure Time Pirates of Caribbean.
Caribbean?
Yeah. For Switch and 3DS, July
I
17th.
feel like we did this recently.
We did that exact same thing. Chris that's why I knew Chris would know. Sonic Mania Plus, which is Sonic Mania with more levels, apparently.
More stuff.
Coming out for pretty much everything, July 17th. Mother Gunship, also coming out for most things ever Switch,
I don't know what that
July 19th. Yeah, I don't know either. But then we got Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1+2, or 1 and 2, coming out for everything, July 24th. That's actually really exciting because
Those are the ones I like.
Just like you, like we kind of grew up. Obviously, we played Mega Man like everybody else, but we really got like super into Mega Man around X for like Super Nintendo, and after that, that kind of became our favorite ones. So to get that in a collection is pretty cool.
I can't believe it. I live in a world where this is happening.
I can't believe
That was
it.
terrifying.
I live in a world where I can be terrified this much. This is real terror. Wow, this is being real.
Also, it's not
stupid.
cooperating at all.
Yeah, the GameSpot's fucking site is being dumb as shit. Yeah, so while that loads, No Man's Sky is coming out for Xbox One. I forgot that.
Side note, that is also when the next DLC comes out, which adds the multiplayer.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll be playing this
I already reinstalled it.
soon. I reinstalled it when I heard they were doing the multiplayer thing, and then I played it for like 5 seconds, and it was the same game. But I'll maintain hope for it. But that's July 24th, coming out for Xbox One. So you guys that did not get a chance to play it on Xbox One, now you got that chance. Let's see if there's
say something, Chris?
fucking picture. Yeah, please say something, Chris.
No, you were talking though.
No.
Okay.
The Banner Saga 3 coming out for pretty much everything, July 24th. Did not play 1 or 2.
I played
One, I wanted to play both of them though. Are they turn-based games?
Yeah, they're tactical RPGs in the same vein as like Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff like that.
Ooh, why have I not played these?
I don't know, they're cool.
Go Vacation is going straight to hell, July 27th. Don't know what the hell it is, but it's coming out for everything except for Switch. Hello Neighbor is coming out for iOS, Android, PS4, and Switch, July 27th. Hello Neighbor is really interesting because there's no reason I should know about it, but it's one of the first people who followed us on Tumblr when we made Tumblr for this channel.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, it was back when it wasn't like signed for like any console yet or anything. The guy was just like working on it, but he followed us and he was actually liking some of our posts and stuff. So that dude knows we exist.
Another
Hi,
one.
that dude.
Hi, that dude.
Yeah. Another one that I saw ended up following on Tumblr was the composer for Polybridge.
Polybridge is fun.
Game.
So
We need a composer for that. He might watch this now and be like, "What the fuck?"
he's brilliant at making music. He's always posting stuff about it.
So am I. I haven't made anything in a while though. Code of Princess X or EX.
That's totally EX.
That's a dumb name. PS4 and PS Vita.
Ooh, this is exciting.
It's a fucking Vita game. That's crazy. July 31st. And then Titan Quest is coming out for the Switch July 31st, which is pretty cool. I didn't know it was coming out for Switch.
Portable Titan Quest.
Yeah, no, fuck. You got me sold there. I was actually kind of thinking about picking it up for console to see how it plays on there, but when I pick up Switch, I might just get it for there or on that because, like you said, portable. That'd be kind of cool to be able to play that anywhere. Any of those stand out to you guys?
Captain Toad, Octopath Traveler, Mega Man, and I already own Sonic Mania, so hopefully there's just like a DLC you can buy. But just kind of a heads up for anyone who likes old Sonic, this is like a must buy. The game is really cool.
Yeah.
Comes with Seth got this fancy version of him here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but
No, you have to lean this way for people to see it. Yeah, they might be able to see it. I don't know.
I'm not picking it up. It's huge.
Yeah, he knocked over fucking a lot of video game characters, and they'll never come back ever again.
with Sora.
Yeah. Need a little fucking podium here. We can just line them up and block our faces with them. Chris, anything stand out for you?
Mega Man. I'm excited for that.
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
You said that almost without a G. Mayan man.
Hey, man.
Maya Man, Maya Man, that thing. Maybe Man. Who knows?
Maybe
Some man.
Maybe man. I want to make a game called Maybe Man. There's all these bosses, and you can decide like you want to do it now or later. I don't know.
The When Man, the Why Man, the Who Boss. Why not?
Who boss? I like that. Yeah, I'm on the same page. I'm excited for Mega Man X Legacy. Blah blah blah. Titan Quest is pretty cool. Banner Saga 3 just makes me want to go play the other ones. I'm not going to be
Probably
buying
cheap now.
that one anytime. I got the first one for free on Prime.
Oh,
so
there you go.
Twitch Prime. And Red Faction Gorilla Remember. I'm gonna look into it. I want to see if it's worth picking up because I played it. I liked that game a lot. I don't know if I could play it again though, other than like for novelty for like an hour.
I played it for 30 minutes, and I was like, that was neat.
It was really neat, but the big thing about it was the destruction of the buildings, which is really cool. But I don't know if I could fucking buy that game all over again just for that. It'd have to look like really fucking good.
Yeah, I know. Or if Josh hasn't picked it up yet, I'm surprised he hasn't. But he has a Red Faction tattoo, so
He that's a funny story, that one. But yeah, he probably bought it. He's been buying everything except for fucking Onrush. He's like, I bought the Crew 2. You want to play that? I'm like, I've been trying to play Onrush with you. He's like, I only got money for fucking like, what do you say, $60 game, something like that. I'm like, the Crew 2 is fucking $60.
why do you pick the Crew 2 over Onrush?
Onrush is a better game. Just saying.
It looks more fun to me.
The
so.
Crew 2, like I said, is it's fun. Onrush is like a unique game that I want a sequel for already. So it's really good. Pick that
Very
up.
unique game I want a sequel for.
I am?
Yeah.
How does that work?
That's
It
the
does.
the greatest
does.
compliment I've ever got. Thank you, Chris.
You are welcome.
Defiance 2050. I played it. I don't know if I'll ever come back to it, but I'm glad that they're giving it another try. Maybe I'll try it on console. That'd be interesting to check it out. See how
That's
it plays
the
on
one
there.
based on the TV show, right? The
Yeah.
MMO based on the TV show.
Did you ever play the MMO, the first
No.
one? It was pretty neat. It had like random loot and stuff, which is kind of cool for an MMO. So, and I like those action based. But playing it again now, like, it doesn't feel like a 2018 game. So I was like, but I need to play it further because I guess they changed a lot of stuff. The beginning area felt the same though. But
They usually don't make a lot of changes in MMOs to beginning areas. It's usually like middle to end game content.
yeah, but this is
and
like them
both
like
changes.
rebooting the game and like being like a new version, kind of like what they did with
Secret
World. Yeah.
Mm.
I almost said Secret War.
Kinda. Yeah. So let us know in the comments what games you're looking forward to this month. Which ones are you gonna pick up? Which ones do you not give a fuck about? And is there any that we missed? Let us know. So we have 2 videos we're gonna be watching. Both by request, but we actually I had the Anthem one set up and ready because I was kind of curious about this myself. But before we get into that, we're gonna watch some guy. I think what's his name? Your Overwatch.
Your Overwatch.
Never watched him before, but he's gonna be explaining to us the new hero from Overwatch. What the fuck is his name?
Wrecking Ball.
Well, his code name is Wrecking Ball, but the character's name is Hammond.
Okay, yeah. For some reason, I thought it was Hammond, so I don't know why I know
Hamster
that.
of Doom.
Yeah, so he's gonna do a breakdown of what the abilities are. We're gonna watch some gameplay and just get an overall idea. Before we get into this, though, I just want to say I fucking love the way he looks.
His little chubby cheeks.
I like fat rodents. And he's a fat rodent. It's dope as shit. It's like my favorite thing on the fucking planet right now. Look, I'm looking at it right now.
It's like a teddy bear hamster that was given too much food.
He just looks so content too. He's just like, yeah.
I think even in his like intro video when they announced him or whatever, like, you know, he's obviously in this ball like killing things. And he comes out and he's just like this is fine.
It's just it's just dope. They have another like animal hero. 'Cause the other one is what, Winston?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I saw some people kind of bitching, like, why is it a hamster? I'm like, Winston's a fucking gorilla.
Right.
So, I mean, like,
Why is it a robot?
yeah. Anything you guys want to say before we get into this?
I came in like a wrecking ball.
This is good. This is relevant.
Bye.
Chevy's out of here. Last episode ever. We're announcing it now. All right, Chris, you ready?
Uh-huh.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Liam
scared
Wiggle
me.
on your Overwatch, back with a new video today. Wrecking Ball, the newest hero to
He's
Overwatch,
comfy.
is
So
here.
chubby.
Wrecking Ball is what is commanded by Hammond. So Hammond's inside the Wrecking Ball.
Okay, so Wrecking
and
Ball's the
Wrecking Ball is
robot.
the new tank hero. When we were speculating
Oh
about
my
this
God,
earlier,
I love him.
didn't think that this was going to be a tank, but it is.
Look at
Now,
the
this is
little
my first
fucking
time
hands.
using this ever.
Isn't that
Let's
amazing?
take a look at the abilities and do a full overhaul.
You just see his little
and then
hands?
show
I wish I
what
liked
they all
playing this
do.
game.
So we
Wow,
have
Maybe
correction.
you will
I
now.
like
star
playing it.
difficulty tank.
It doesn't hook me. I
Quad
can't
Yeah.
play it for
cannons
long.
is his main primary fire, and this is an automatic assault
According to
weapon.
Twitter, the game's
Now,
dead,
his
too. I
ultimate
don't
is
believe
wide
that.
Field, which you use with
No.
Q, which
Yeah,
deploys
people
a
on Twitter
massive
keep,
field
like,
of
anytime this game gets
proximity
mentioned, people are
mines.
like, dead game?
Grappling claw is the right click, launch a grappling claw to rapidly
Blizzard games
swing
ever
around
become
the
dead
area,
games?
That's
enables
my
high-speed
confusion.
collisions
Anytime
to
I'd hear
damage
that,
and
I'd go,
knock
oh,
back
shit, that's too
enemies.
bad. This, I'm like,
It's almost
what?
a stun.
They're still making stuff for
Roll, which is the
StarCraft.
left shift,
Yeah.
transform into a ball and increase maximum movement speed. Left control is pile driver, which is slam into the ground below to damage and launch enemies upwards. And adaptive shield, which creates temporary personal shields. Amount increases with more enemies nearby. That is very, very interesting. So we're going to take a look at all of this now. So it's going to be pretty small tank, I think, and these are the primary
That's a
fire
lot of
weapons here.
damage.
This is pretty crazy already, and we have, of course, the
pretty cool.
ball ability here as well. So you can jump while you're in this.
That's
You
one thing
cannot
that I
go
think
forward.
really benefits
So what
Overwatch,
abilities
though,
can I
is
do
like
while
Blizzard's
in
not
this? I can
not a
actually
company that
grapple
doesn't have
while- or I can
resources or
grapple
like
while I'm in
ideas.
this.
So like all
Okay.
their characters are so
I only
different.
get it every so
Like, he's
many
completely different than
seconds,
everything
so
else in the
if I
game.
wanted to come up here and grapple up there. Oh wow!
That's pretty dope.
Very
This is
mobile
crazy.
tank.
He's literally
So
a
when I
wrecking
get
ball.
into enemies, you'll see the counter in the bottom left-hand side is going up, so it's times.
See, I would
2,
I would
which
play this,
think
dude.
means
This looks fucking
this
awesome.
is then going to be stronger. I get much. It's got 900.
A lot of health.
900
Jesus.
shields. So
Yeah, isn't he a
that's,
tank?
That's pretty crazy. Let's
Yeah.
read that again anyway.
But he's not
just take a
like
quick look.
like
So,
he's more like a
transform
meat
into
shield.
body,
It seems
creates
like
temporary
kind of like
personal
Roadhog.
shields, and
Or it's more like a
increases with
I hate
more
Roadhog.
enemies nearby. So if I
Oh,
activate
really?
it
I
with-
like playing him.
with 0
People
enemies
love him. I
nearby,
can't
get
stand him.
considerably
He's-
less.
you
So
can
the
just be in
multiplier
the
seems
shit
to
with
be
him
100
and
extra
survive.
per the
Yeah.
amount of people that you
That's
have
what it seems like with
more.
this guy.
So
Like he wants
here,
to
of
get
course,
in there
I
and
wanted
just
to
be
try and
in the
get my
mess.
grapple going, and when I pressed that button, it actually automatically went into the ball mode. Oh wow!
It's
This
cool, it's
is
got physics.
insane.
Got way up there.
Yeah.
This is crazy, and he can just roll out a bit like this. So, Wrecking Ball, the champion of Junkertown. So, right, let's build up.
Oh, he's
this
from
ultimate so
Junkertown?
So, tons and
Looks like
tons
it,
of
or sounds like
proximity
it.
mines. So this will be really interesting here because I want to know how long they last for. So, press. Okay, they drop all around
So,
you.
oh, those are
And
mines.
then
The
they blow
minefield, yeah.
anything that walks up into them like
Yeah, I
that.
like this
Okay,
guy.
that's very interesting. So it's area
And he's
design,
fat, which I
is
dig.
Very interesting. Kind of
I like the fat
Maze
rodent
Ultima.
thing.
I wonder what
in
his
a
skins
way.
are gonna be like.
Oh,
Dope.
these last forever then? I don't seem to
I
be able
think
to shoot
he's
them.
out, isn't he?
Okay.
Why don't you just
so if
log
I'm
in and check?
this and I want to right click to get the
Is
grapple
he?
going, it automatically
He's at the very least
puts
in the
me here, and
PTR.
I can actually hold on to that.
I
by the
think he's
looks
on the
of it for
PTR. I
quite
don't know
some
if he's
time.
out yet.
Can I just
He
keep
might be.
swinging then? Trying to gain my momentum
Does
over
that
and over
do
again,
damage?
and then I can let go. You
When you
see,
swing?
like that. But of course, that actually cools down. So
I'm gonna
if you
I'm
don't
gonna
get
I'm gonna
your-
say
your
I've
grapples
seen
right the
parts of
first
this
time,
before.
there
So
we go.
yes, it's
That
a
is
knockback.
Crazy.
That's cool.
That is some pretty nuts.
Because you're
stuff,
gonna get some people
to
who are
be
gonna
honest
be
with
really
you guys.
good, like just jumping and swinging and
So
hitting
the more,
people.
Don't forget it's
gain
zoning,
momentum
too.
and then do
Yeah.
damage. So actually rolling into people without doing that is not going to net you damage by the looks of it. So if I want to go faster like this, and then there you go. See, that will do damage. So you can like wall roll into a load of enemies. So 600 HP, this rolling at you with a
H.
on it could be very, very
HP.
interesting to say the least. Now, This isn't like Brigitte because we can actually pronounce this one, which is good. But not just that, but it's quite simple actually. The abilities that he has, I think, are quite obvious, and there's nothing too crazy. I mean, would you play this as an off tank or a main tank? So this is where you guys need to just go ham in the comment section.
Yeah,
down
I don't
below.
think I don't
Do
think
you
it's
guys
out,
want to see this as a main
like,
tank
full
or an
release.
off tank? So let me know.
This is definitely an
This is
off tank
crazy.
character.
We're going to be testing this hero
Yeah, that's what
over
it seems
on our
like.
Facebook live
It
stream.
does
It
too
is
much
a
damage and is
variety
more
live
aggressive than a
stream
normal
where we do
tank
other
would be.
games, but today we'll be testing
Doesn't
the
offer
new
any, like,
hero out
shields
there
or
as you
support
watch
like
this
that.
video. So if you want to find out more about it, see it live, go over and check out the channel. And this is it. This is Hammond. This is Wrecking Ball. This is the newest hero. Now,
This is
before we
Fat
get out of
Rat.
things,
This is
because
Wrecking
I
Ball.
nearly missed it. We go up here. Hang on, let me get some high ground. We're going to show you one ability that I actually very, very nearly missed here. So, if we go up here, we just check. Oh, it rolls down automatically, by the way, as a ball should. So,
Nice.
left control is pile driver. Oh,
That's cool.
okay. And that's got quite a long cooldown as well.
I just imagined him inside this ball, just like
grappling hook's
running around
quite
like a
interesting
hamster
on how it
ball.
works.
Yeah.
So what if I pile drive when I'm on the fly?
It's better than the way
So
I
you
thought
actually
about it. I
have
thought
to
he was
be
just in there
quite
sitting in a
high
seat,
in the
fucking
air,
flipping all over
like
the
this.
place.
And then
Well, you can really just get around with him.
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting, guys.
It's cool
Check
too because
out
if
the
he's a
Facebook
tank,
live
like it's
stream.
kind of
It's gonna be in the
interesting to have like a
description.
mobile
Make
tank
sure you
like
drop
that.
a like and you subscribe and hit that bell icon so that
It's
you
gonna
get
be really nice because
notified
the way
when
they
our videos
rework
go live.
Symmetra
Let
with
us
her
know what you think of
teleporter, you
this,
can
guys.
get
This is
people
just
to weird
crazy.
places
Have a
now
great
that
day
they
as
normally
always,
wouldn't be
guys.
able to get to.
Take care and peace, people.
So the fact that he can get out there and kind of disrupt everything would be nice counter to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do we think?
He's adorable.
He's adorable. He's fat. I like his jiggle. I like how comfy he looked in that seat.
Yeah, like right off the bat, he's like,
He's just letting all the dough just
Settle.
settle in into all the creases.
I hope they have a skin for him that makes him like a different type of rodent, maybe.
That'd be cool. Or make him something else. I don't know, fucking cat or
I
something.
just hope one of them makes the ball into an actual like hamster ball.
Yeah, like a plastic, like see-through one
Yeah.
with holes. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's as far as my opinion goes, though, because
I,
I'm so out of touch when it comes to
Yeah,
Overwatch.
I like the move set. It seems like one I would play just because I like that you can set up mines. I like the mobility of it. I like that it's a tank, so I can take rounds. The guns seem fine, but I mean that's not really the highlight of it. The swing's really interesting. That's something that is either that's I feel like highly skilled people are gonna play that one just because I feel like if you're not very good with him, you shouldn't play him. Like a lot of things, but there's a lot of more like accessible heroes in Overwatch. But if you have the ability to like be flinging around on that fucking rope and like slamming down on people, you want people who are going to be really good at that. So
Well, he does have a 3-star difficulty rating, so he's up there.
what's the max? 5?
I think it's only 3 is the max.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
pay much.
so-
I don't pay much attention to the difficulty ratings. I just know that he's supposed to be really difficult technically to play.
Yeah. Because the whole time I saw it, I just kept thinking of like fucking like Titanfall. Like how he's like all over the place and like it's not exactly the same, but like when you play Titanfall, you see like dudes like me who are like fucking running around kicking people out of the air and shit, and then you got other people who are like don't know how to jump, and they're just running around looking in the air like, what are you guys doing up there? And we come down and just kick them and shit. So like,
I also get the extreme people who literally are like flying across the map and shit like that. So
yeah. Well, in that game, when you land, if you press jump, as soon as you land, you can get momentum and keep fucking flying forward. So you can go really fast, especially in the first one. They kind of toned down that a bit in the second game, which I like because that was almost like when Tribes accidentally, the original Tribes, let you slide down hills, and then the game became that.
Yeah.
I didn't want Titanfall to become fucking warp into the next dimension shooter. Everybody's just fucking hitting light speed and shit, and trying to shoot each other. Game's already hyper enough, but yeah, he's cool. He's probably one of the more exciting heroes I've seen in a long time. Makes me kind of want to play. I say that every time I watch stuff on Overwatch, just because I like shooters. I just, yeah, like Chevy said, I'd never get hooked to Overwatch.
They've made other changes too in the PTR. Sombra's getting changes too. Her stealth is permanent.
Oh, weird.
What
Yeah.
does that mean?
Before it had a timer, you could only stealth for so long, and then it wore off.
Oh,
Now she can stay stealth as long as she wants to until she takes action, like until she shoots, or until like if you bump into people, it'll de-stealth you or tell them that you're there. But you can't cap points with her when you're stealth anymore.
That's good. That's good. I was about to say that sounds fucking OP as shit if you can just walk over somewhere and just take points.
No. They thought about that.
Dis mine. You can't see me.
At that point, you just bomb the area.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What'd you think though, all around about him though, Chris?
I think he's cool. He's gonna be more like a Roadhog character, it seems like. But the technicality will make him, like you said, a make or break character for a lot of people. I'm really curious to see his interactions with Roadhog and Junkrat since they're all from that area.
Yeah, fucking something you said. Windows thought you were asking about eggs. So it popped up. It said something about like, oh, making eggs and some shit, and I was like, we're trying to do a show here, motherfucker. Thanks for the help. You trying to make eggs? No, we're not. We're talking about Overwatch. You're way off.
Goddamn Windows 10.
So what was the last part of that you said? I'm sure it recorded just fine for people watching. Damn, I'm chucking fucking liquid.
I was curious to see the interactions that he has with Junkrat and Roadhog. Because like in the beginning of the matches, they'll have like little chit chats and reveal backstories and things about that. So I'm curious because Roadhog and Junkrat are kind of like the outcasts of Junkertown.
They're the only cast of Junkertown.
As shown when they're trying to break in and steal.
Junkenstein, dog. Oh. Let us know in the comments what do you think about Hammond and his Wrecking Ball. Have you played him? What do you think of him? Do you love him? Do you hate him? Do you not play Overwatch anymore? Is it a dead game? ? Dead game. So says Twitter. Let us know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Overwatch and the new heroes. And what heroes are your favorite heroes to play? Who's your main? Let me know in the comments. Second and last video we're watching is Anthem new boss battle 4K gameplay walkthrough by RX Gaming. Have not watched him in a while. This is 18 minutes. We'll probably watch the whole thing because I'd like to see the boss battle. But that's a long video, so we'll see where we go. I might skip forward. Well, no, because Chris has to be able to watch it too. So yeah, anything you guys want to say before we get into this? Chevy's fucking put off. He's fucking 18 minutes of my life gone.
I gotta be up in 6.5 hours.
I gotta be up sometime too. I have to be awake at some point in my life. Yeah. So ready, Chris?
Yeah.
And go.
Yo, what's going on guys? Arix here, welcome back to another Anthem video. And in today's video, I want to show you guys some gameplay, but this is super exciting because this, what you're seeing right now, is the complete behind closed doors demo that was shown at E3. If you guys have seen the gameplay so far from either the press conference or the 7-minute B-roll that got released, basically it is segments from this mission cut together from different perspectives to try and give you guys an idea of the
gonna be that mission that they showed off.
Do so you can kind of sort of see some gameplay, but it didn't give you the complete end-to-end flow. But this video here is basically what we got to play, both myself and 269, behind closed doors at EA Play. And today I'm going to run you guys through it, talk about some of the different aspects, some of the stuff that you will do in this demo, and just, basically try and give you guys as much insight as possible. This also includes some boss battle gameplay at the very end. If you guys saw the B-roll, you'll see that the boss basically came out the ceiling and then the video cut. Whereas this time, you'll actually get a chance to see that. It's super exciting, so definitely lots of cool stuff to see. So if you guys do enjoy this,
like
I'd be super appreciated. If you have any questions, drop them down below.
He's watched the video of a little chubby
so first
hamster
up, we are
rolling on
currently
in a
in
wrecking
the
ball.
Strider. This is essentially one of your forward base operations. You do have fort tasks as well, where you can kind of go back and do some of your story stuff and look at your javelin there, but you can also go to the Strider. You can go and equip some gear here. You can customize your loadout. You can personalize your javelin.
Gear here.
You can, of course, dive in, and you can go from here to embark on missions and to invite your friends as well. This screen right here is, of course, our chance to pick the mission, but first up, we're going to invite some friends. So we're going to start off by inviting 2 different players. Then the third player will actually join us in progress throughout the mission. But if we then dive back, we get a look at the map screen. You can see a variety of different activities here. Plenty of cool stuff to talk about, and this is stuff that I will probably go into much greater detail in a later video. But for the time being, they're selecting the Scars of Villainy mission. This is, of course, take them into the Stronghold, which is the bigger, more challenging 4-player activity, which has a boss, loot, that sort of stuff.
He looks like he belongs in like Warhammer 40k.
Well, but
It's cool you get a view of your mech like that. So as you make changes, you'll get to see them every time you go out.
they really went for a
So now we're
cinematic
outside
approach to
of
that.
Yeah.
the Strider. We can actually begin the mission itself. So currently the team setup is 2 Colossus and 1 Ranger.
That's a really
As mentioned,
good-looking
there will be
game.
someone
Yeah.
that jumps in progress a little bit later on. That'll be the Storm. But to begin with, 2 Colossus, 1 Ranger. The Colossus is, of course, the bigger, tankier Javelin. You can also see the Ranger doing some emotes over there. But the Colossus being the bigger, tankier one, trade-off for that power is, of course, less agility, mobility and whatnot when compared to something like, of course, Storm or Ranger. But you'll also notice that the 2 Colossus there, they do look different.
Really good
There's, of
animation,
course, the
too.
more typical one that you're seeing the perspective of right here. This has like a shoulder-mounted cannon. It has a rocket on the arm as well.
I think it's
Whereas
crazy
the
you
other
just
one with the white
fly.
paint job has
Yeah.
a more
Yeah, I like how
close
it
range
doesn't seem like there's any
setup, or
like
close range kind of loadout.
resource
It
for
has
that
a
either.
flamethrower, and more of the moves are kind of geared towards actually attacking slightly more close range.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is
not,
worth mentioning.
and I haven't
there
played,
was
so I
a
don't
tweet
know,
from
but I'm not
Mark
too
to explain
crazy about it
that
just because
there's
I don't.
not
I'm
at launch
hoping
gonna be any
you'll be on the
actual melee
ground
focused builds. Every
to see the
class,
detail of the
every
game, not
javelin,
just
so to speak,
flying
has the ability
constantly,
to
especially later in the
do
game. You're
melee
like, oh
attacks,
fuck, I
but
was
you won't
flying.
actually have like any
mean,
melee
it's an
spec
easy
builds.
answer
But you
to
can still
mouse,
have
though.
close range builds if you want
Yeah.
to.
Sure.
Hence why you have things like shotguns or flamethrowers, those sort of things. Either way, general gameplay, of course, Colossus, big, hefty weapons, really, really satisfying to use. This is something that obviously you won't necessarily be able to convey too much
Epic
by
weapon.
watching, but just the meat and the kind of the way that you feel when you fire the guns feels really, really satisfying. Just like, there's a good weight to
The
them.
UI is
They
good for
feel really
loot
like
as
the
well.
audio is really good when you kind of hear them firing, and just in general, it feels great to actually shoot at the weapons. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about here. You saw some loot pop up there. You also saw some loot get picked up just a moment ago. The way that loot works in this is a little bit different. In fact, it's kind of, I guess, sort of similar in some aspects if you guys have played Destiny. When you pick up weapons in the game, you don't actually, they just picked up a legendary weapon. It came up on the side, had a little sort of like hand cannon icon or like a pistol. You can't then just go straight into your inventory and equip that. You have to then go and decode that. So you can
Ooh,
either
that
go back
looks
to your
good.
Strider, or you can go back to Fort Tarsis, and you then need to decode or decrypt whatever kind of word they decide to use for it, and essentially then turn that into or decipher what that loot is before you can begin equipping it. So, there's kind of pros and cons to that system. I do quite like the feeling of being able to kind of get a loot drop and initially just like look at it immediately and be like, oh, this is really cool. I'm going to equip it to my character, maybe use it and just change what you're doing like on the fly. But at the same time, there is also some kind of, fun aspects to going back and then decrypting things and being like, oh, this is really, really awesome. So I'm kind of hoping they might
looks
have like
really
a balance
good.
of that. It'd be really nice if there are some
lighting.
items that you actually find, dedicated items you can actually see and collect in the world, versus some that are, more so loot drops. So anyway, speaking about the dropping in progress, the Storm, of course, joined here. Now, this is an interesting thing as well, something they mentioned in the developer commentary. In this particular setup, the 3 characters that started to begin with, the 2 Colossus and the Ranger, they're actually level 30. That Storm is level 1. Now, they said that it's possible that different players of different levels can play together. Their level 1 player can come in, they can earn gear, they can earn experience, things like that. So we don't quite know how exactly that will work just yet, whether there's any kind of scaling to it, whether there's any sort of
Yeah, that's a
element
crazy
of,
level difference.
Yeah,
whether
that's
you can
huge.
actually power level your character things, but at least if
it's
you are
very
playing with
similar to
people
what
that are
Warcraft
different
does
levels,
now,
you say,
though.
your friends have to work.
It's
and they
really
miss some
weird,
stuff,
but you
doesn't
can play
necessarily
with
mean they're
like
gonna fall
level
behind
1
and
to
suddenly you
60
can't play
can
with them.
quest
You can bring
together,
them in,
and the
and
enemies
I'd like to think
are
you can kind of have like a power leveling element to it, because it'd be
like
quite nice. if you could be
normalized
like, oh, yeah,
to
don't
your
worry, we've
level.
done this
It's really
activity, run you
weird. I don't
through,
quite
we'll,
grasp
yeah,
it,
we'll bring you
but
through
like
kind of
they're
like
like
stuff like that.
the same level
The
as
thing
your
they just passed, that was,
character.
of course, the Ash
from your
Titan.
point of
That
view. It's
is
really
an example
weird.
of like a world event.
Weird.
That
How
is
the hell did they
basically-
pull that off?
Those sort of things will appear around. Now, they weren't powerful enough
It's
to
mostly
fight
done
that
in
right now. That
dungeons,
is pretty meaty.
and
When
everybody
we were
just
playing
kinda
the
gets
demo, we also
normalized
weren't
and
allowed to fight
balanced
it because
out.
It basically wasn't balanced at the time.
I would say if
so
you
it would've basically
change
killed us in one
everybody's
shot. But
stats
either way,
individually,
those
like
sort of things
to a
will
certain
appear in
standard,
the
it
world
makes
when you're
sense.
exploring
But
around. There'll be
if
other
the
events as well,
enemy
but those are
is
examples of things that you would
being
encounter
seen differently
purely by
and-
exploring, and
and
of course, when you do actually
being
take
interacted
power,
with
think it's
differently
just
per level,
normalization
that would mean
and
they'd have to have
stuff like that.
multiple
Now, currently
instances
they're
of
entering
the
Stronghold.
same
They actually
enemy
found
in
a
the same
secret
Weird on
spot.
top of each
Yeah.
other, doing the same thing at the
Strongholds,
same
once
time.
Which
you
would be
discover
really
them,
fucking
you will
crazy.
actually be able to access them from your map. So the map we saw earlier, once the stronghold has actually been discovered, you can then
I
just
wanna
access
float.
it, before
Then
you even
play the
embark
Storm.
on your
Maybe I
expedition.
will. Ooh.
Kind of interested
Now,
in the
going back to
Ranger
what I was saying
character.
earlier, This
knew
being
you
a
would be.
stronghold. Strongholds are
Well, the
four-player
Storm
activities.
would be
They're
more like
designed
what
to
I
give you
played in
greater
Destiny,
challenges and also greater loot in the
A
process.
warlock.
If you want to draw any comparisons
That's what I played too.
from like other games within this genre, then they're basically your dungeons, right? They will have objectives. They'll have
Stepping on
bosses.
mines
They'll
there,
have
buddy.
cool loot at the
Yeah,
end.
they'll play
Ideally,
this guy
so
or the,
definitely sort of things that
the
you
ranger
want to
guy.
spend some time in. Now they're actually at the entrance right now. You can of course see there are mines listed around the
it's dark in
the
there.
cave system. Plenty of different ways you can encounter this, or you can kind of deal with this. You could have flown over it, shot them, but good example of why the Colossus is so tanky. You can just deploy
This is
your
all
shield,
designed
firm it,
so
and
well.
just run through. And honestly, I can
Well, that's
see
the thing
myself
that's really
using
impressive is the
Colossus
environments are
endgame
really
because,
intricate and
well, the
like
Storm
you tell
looks
are
really
designed.
cool,
They're
and
not
of course,
just like
Inceptor, there's a lot of questions because nobody
just
really knows about
quickly
it.
painted
I
over
kind of just like the
and
feeling of being a heavy
generated.
tank, just running towards
Yeah.
people and just be like, "Yep, I am going to firm
was
everything
cool.
you throw at me." But anyway, combo abilities. First up, you saw
was
there.
neat.
The
The
Storm
moves,
brought down a lightning strike, and the Colossus
together
then
like
used
that or
the
whatever.
arm-mounted cannon. You can then kind of combo this together to do powerful attacks, and of course this is really useful in high-level activities for dispatching some of those tougher enemies. I did mention this during my feedback, so I'm hoping they do sort of take it on, but I really do hope they address that font, because while damage numbers and the kind of combo things are important for visual feedback, I just feel like they need to be much, much more subtle. I feel like they should be a lot smaller, a lot more faint, but either way, hopefully
He got
that's
really
something they can
excited on
address a little
Twitter
later on.
about
But anyway,
that because
on
they
the
announced
objectives,
that
so
there's a
they're now
toggle
working
for the
towards this
damage
relic, that big
meters
thing
to
you see
be
in the
turned on
background.
or
That's
off.
a relic.
So if you
There are
want to
loads of
see
these listed around the world.
Oh,
They
cool,
will
cool.
factor into various different aspects of gameplay, but in the context of this mission, we need to deactivate it or silence the relic, so to speak. So you do that by you drop in here, and there's loads of different orbs around here which you need to collect. You then take them to the interface, and you can then use that to shut it down. Now, different groups of enemies. Up on the right, you have your snipers. Down in the middle, you have like your kind of random mob enemies. You have some slightly stronger elite enemies. And up on the left, you have the sentry turrets. It's quite funny, actually, because when we played this at the demo, like at E3, 269 was in the kind of in the reins, in control, and the developer was sitting there explaining the situation, and he was like, right, how do you want to address this? There's loads of different ways you can kind of do it. You can go in, slightly more stealthily. We can dispatch enemies differently. And 260 was just like Leroy Jenkins and just ran straight forward, headlong in. We cleared it all out. It's kind of funny, but either way, there's different ways to dispatch these enemies. But as you see there, the orb is on our back. This is working towards the objective. You can actually carry multiples, so they basically float around you. And once you have them, you then work towards the interface. We can deploy them. Up in the top corner, you can see we've got
in the
currently
background.
0 out of 6, but then once we actually store it and we return there, that'll start working
dropping the
towards
base right there, dude.
objective. We also just passed the red orb. Now, I've mentioned this in a couple of videos before, but if you guys missed that, the way that health works in this game, you have a shield and you have health. Now, your shield will regen, your health will not. So when you're in fights, you have to kill enemies, and when you kill them, they drop red orbs. You can see another one over there on the left. When you pick that up, that gives you health back. Now, interesting system.
you said you can change
not entirely
the
sure
visual.
where I am on it at the moment.
So I'll
Like,
say
there's some
it's cool to see your damage,
odd
but at the
ways
same
about
time
the
that's a
way
little
that it
too
feels,
much
because sometimes you go in
going
when you're
on.
full health, full shield, and you feel like a super powered, super like mech, and you run in and you feel like a boss. And then if you don't get enough red orbs, the next fight you kind of go in and you feel a little bit less
Love
powerful.
that.
So I feel like there's a little bit of fine tuning to be
all the
done
moves are
there. But
really
either way,
cool
that's
looking.
currently how it works. You have to pick up orbs.
Yeah,
to
they did a
heal,
good job of
and
making them all look
your
appealing and
shield
cool.
regen over time.
Because a lot of times when I play
Now,
kind
going
of
back to
games, I always
abilities
see
right
one,
there,
I'm like, that's
you
the
saw,
one
of
I want
course,
to play. And
the,
this, I'm like,
shoulder
they all look
mounted cannon. You
fucking
can, of
cool.
course,
Like,
see
that guy
the
walking up just
close
torching
range
that
setup
dude.
Colossus using the flamethrower to set targets on fire. But one thing that's really interesting, and this is kind of another comment on loot. So this shoulder-mounted cannon here is not just any cannon. It's not like a bog standard one. That's
I really
actually
like
a
that.
legendary item.
Fucking
So
love,
a couple of the
missile-based shit.
configurations in this this demo run-through have legendary items. You have the Colossus that we've got, which has that multi-shoulder-mounted rocket. It fires off, of course, multiple rockets as opposed to one individual rocket. And then there's the Ranger who has the Frost Grenade. Now that's really cool because it's interesting to know that the loot extends to more than just your weapon.
flying
Of
on
course, we know
by,
you can
don't
get
mind
bigger
me. Superman.
Loadout, we know you can get things like flamethrowers and stuff, but
Fucking
without
creepy.
kind of knowing
It's
that
the Flying
beforehand, I thought
Dutchman.
Maybe they were
That's what I want to be, the Flying
variety
Dutchman.
of weapons, but that's not true. Obviously, we
You
now
guys take
know
your
that
mechs, I'll be the
extends
Flying
to much
Dutchman.
More than just weapons, of course, extends to the rest of your
We'll
loadout.
fly
So
around
you
on an
can
old
eventually
fucking
get to the
boat.
point where you have some really, really cool configurations, and hopefully plenty of different ways to play, especially when you factor in that some of the rarer items do
I
also
hope
offer
this
you
plays
additional
well
abilities,
because
or,
visually it
the fact
is
that we now
just
have a
so,
multi-rocket on the shoulder cannon,
like,
you kind of
just
think to yourself,
nice
alright,
to look
how is
at.
that going to extend to, say,
Yeah, it looks
is it
awesome.
gonna be like a single legendary
I don't want
flamethrower
to fall
that
into the
pays
Destiny
3 different
trap
things? Is it
though,
gonna
so I
be
really
like
want to see
a different kind of
another
legendary
area
version,
played
say,
as
like
well.
Storm's abilities,
Right.
things like that.
With some
plenty
different
of cool
moves.
stuff. So hopefully this does mean
Because if all the
lots
game
and
is
lots of
exactly
exciting loot.
this,
But anyway, they now briefed that
it
section
will
of the
get
objective.
old
They have silenced the
over
relic,
time.
now
But
working
so far,
towards
this looks awesome.
the final segment. Now, when you go inside the cave, you're going to start seeing and fighting some drastically different enemies, of course. Up until
And
now,
obviously they're wearing suits, but like it pretty much reminds me of like mech combat, so it's pretty cool.
Fighting like spider/scorpion type enemies, so different engagements and whatnot. And there's plenty of eggs around here because, of course, if you've seen the boss from the end of the previous gameplay, then
I'm also hoping it will have a good BioWare flair to the storytelling.
It's not a spider. You see what it is very soon. But either way, this is also
important.
really cool. It's also quite nice to kind of go inside and just
the biggest complaint I had initially when I played Destiny was the story just might as well not have existed.
Yeah, exactly. It would have done wonders for that game if they had even a half-competent storytelling.
Here, of course, you can see fighting off waves of these scuttling spider/scorpions. So definitely things you need to watch out for because these ones they move quite fast. If you don't keep on top of them, they do have a tendency to overrun.
Thank you.
So they're then going to jump forward. This actually happened when we were playing the demo as well. They kind of didn't let us run through the entire cave system because I can only imagine it's quite big and they were trying to keep the demos quite small, quite limited. So at this point, everyone just jumped forward and we were taken to like what's effectively the last little run through just before getting to the boss. So I would like to think these as activities. I mean, this demo, the whole thing from going from the Strider all the way through to getting to the boss and getting to the fight took us about 20 minutes, but that includes the fact that there was a section that was actually skipped out. Of course, they were also guiding us through. So if you
jiggle limbs, jiggle Billy,
I'd imagine the actual activity
commence the jiggling,
y'all.
It's probably going to push somewhere in the realms of like 30 to 40 minutes, and then once you start
nothing
to know
about that
and you get
whole
more efficient, you'll probably be able to do it a
safe.
bit quicker. But either way, you're looking at kind of like rough times.
Damn, that's a shiny fucking J.J. Abrams flare.
Underwater spider monsters, maybe.
Pretty sure they're gonna fight the thing that they showed at the end of the trailer at E3, the big fucking thing that comes out of the ceiling.
Yeah, I think he said at the beginning of the video.
I wasn't fucking listening. Ark says things. I hear 50% of it. I just look at the stuff and go, ooh.
That's part of doing commentary.
Ooh.
What is that?
You're supposed to tell me.
Right. Just be careful.
Yeah, okay.
Nah.
Something interesting for those of you guys that want to
one thing I don't do is be careful.
More of Anthem's story, more about Anthem's lore, and kind of just learn more about the
all the
game,
little
the world,
particles.
things like that. What the character's walking towards right now, this is essentially a little rune, and some of these are
Don't do it.
Again, when you discover them, this will
you did it.
You did it.
factor into some of the collectibles.
You discovered a rune.
Aspects of the world. So for those of you guys that are completionists, collectors,
That's not a dead body.
things
That's
like
a molt.
Then that in itself will give you a reason to
That's
go
a
off
thing.
things, but also
It's
for those of you
fucking
guys
gross.
Story,
Not a planet.
those sort of things tie into the lore.
That's
so if
no
you want to discover
moon.
more and
That's no
understand,
moon.
this world and ultimately what led us to be where we are, then there's going to be a value in kind of going after those things.
Hold on to your butts. Oh, here it is.
So
Here it
this
is.
final section, this is of course going towards the final boss fight right now. If you guys saw the B-roll or the gameplay that was released around E3 or from some of my videos, then you get to the point where the boss, which is called a swarm tyrant, comes out of the ceiling like this, and that's basically where the footage stopped. But of course, in this video, we get to
That's
take
the real
on
Jiggle
the
Billy.
boss itself. You get to actually see some
Jiggly
gameplay,
butt crab
which
spider.
is really cool. So
I don't like that.
it is kind of, for all intents and purposes, a big space spider. The front is heavily armored. On the back, there are 3 sacks, which are, of course, the weak spots. It has a variety of different moves. It's got some,
cool
like,
looking.
you saw the
As much
projectile
as
moves
it's
there where it
gross.
fires out these kind of webs, which
I guess missiles
tie
are
you
fucking
down
cool
and
too.
restrict you and whatnot. Of course, if you get too close, it's got, like,
Flamethrower.
front on
That's
melee
scary. That
with fire.
So
flying
generally speaking, you wanna try and fly
flying
around and you wanna
fucking
try and,
flamethrower.
put some damage on the back of it
God,
and
I
focus
can't say
on
that.
those weak spots.
Flash, flame, flare, flare.
So those combo abilities come in, where you're going to want to start using some of your special abilities, your ultimates,
don't
things like
touch
that. So the Colossus do a quick melee attack there. As mentioned, all characters, all javelins have a basic melee just for kind of clearing things out in front of you.
Man, look at that. He's a
Of course,
fucking hit point
that's not
sponge. That's
necessarily gonna
crazy.
be like an actual melee focus build.
good
Again, using that
gracious.
legendary shoulder
those
mounted
took some
cannon to
time.
do
He's taking some
nice
fucking
damage
hits.
there. But you can also see some of the other combos coming in.
electric
So
move was dope.
the Colossus with the flamethrower is
That was a
able to
good
set
combo.
the target on fire to do some tick damage. And there was, of course, also the Storm
Combo
doing the lightning
breaker.
strike down on top of that as well. Now, the
Crazy.
the way that you
Fucking
can
web
fight it, you,
spit
of course, do some damage to it for a little bit,
is
and there will also be
really
some of
neat
these
looking.
smaller trash
Goddamn
mobs that
web
are running around.
shit.
You need to deal with them as well, so you don't get overrun. But there will come a point like this where you basically burst one of the sacks on the back, It then gives you an opportunity to do some good damage. but
Man,
then once
lighting
you've
things
done
on
enough
fire
damage,
seems really
Damn.
fun
the
too.
boss
Yeah.
will
Like
then
the whole
essentially
fucking thing.
retreat
I think the
from
flamethrower is the
phase,
ranger,
At that
so-
point, it's down to you
I think it's
to
a tank.
manage some of
Is
the
it?
ads. So it's doing that right now. It's going into the retreat phase. So once it runs up the wall, you're basically going to have to then deal with some of the ads coming out of the doors. So this
bye.
is sort of like how you're going to manage the fight. You know,
Au
you'll do some damage.
Don't
the
come
first time
back.
attacks, you'll then deal with some ads.
Yeah, he's
and
leaving
you'll then
forever.
repeat it from there.
It's like, you know why? I learned my lesson. I don't want to do this anymore.
As you can see in this situation, there's a kind of chokehold here, so this is a good opportunity to try and lock it down with different things. You of course see the frost grenade coming in there. You can then lay down some fire from the flamethrower attack, and of course you can also link up some of your combo abilities. So this is just a good way to to try and deal with them. But bear in mind, if this was slightly more hectic, or perhaps you didn't focus on this, or your teamwork wasn't necessarily all there, then they would then spread around the room, and it would then be
Fucking
down
carpet
to you
bomb,
to try
man.
and sort of, deal with them. But once you've dealt with them, boss comes back out, and you then continue fighting, and that's essentially sort of how it plays out. Now, during the demo and even in this footage, we didn't get to defeat the boss because
This kinda reminds me of,
kind of in this first fight, we've only done like
Lost Planet
a fifth of its
little
health.
bit,
There's
too,
not like a great deal of damage done
which
so far.
is
So this will go
good,
for quite a
because
while,
Lost Planet 2 is
and
fucking
obviously
dope.
They want to try and keep it a secret, and don't necessarily show us what happens afterwards. So the little bit at the end essentially remains a mystery. But that's ultimately
that's
where
unfair
this
stuff in
demo
the
is
tank.
going to end. So for the time being,
Huh.
that's it. We also, of course, do get a look at the Colossus using the ultimate ability, which is like a really powerful kind of hand-mounted rocket. It basically fires out nukes. Really,
Big
really
bada
cool.
boom.
But that, my friends, is pretty much it. That was a look at the behind closed doors demo from E3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions,
I didn't.
let me know down below.
I didn't fucking
But
enjoy it,
otherwise, thank you
okay?
for watching. Take it easy.
Uh-oh.
Catch you next time. Peace out.
Little tasty dactyl right there.
What do we think?
Looks cool. We keep saying it, but like I'm trying not to like get too like excited for it because I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
But the more I see on it, the more I definitely I'm hoping it's what I wanted Destiny to be.
Yeah.
But I'm also seeing, that with the Division 2 where they're addressing a lot of that stuff too. So I'm hoping that just that the industry as a whole is kind of figuring this type of game out better to make it a little more of a pleasing experience for more people.
There's a lot of promise to that once they actually nail it. And I do have my concerns that come from my experience with Destiny, but my biggest concerns with it is just all the stuff I heard about it for a long time with the development and all the problems they're having and the struggles, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of internal things that did not sound good. And I'm watching this and it looks like they nailed it. It looks like whatever they were going through that was really rough, they still managed to make a game that looks really good. So I'm hoping it is really good. The only thing I'm being cautious about is we've only seen one zone, one mission, and one type of combat. So if the whole game is literally like a lot of zones that look like that and a lot of moves that don't really differentiate too much from what they're doing there, it will get stale quickly. So I don't want to get like, oh shit, this looks awesome, because what I am seeing is fucking awesome looking. But I want to see promise of much more to get really excited for. But I am gonna buy this game. I already know I'm gonna buy it. It looks
yeah.
fucking awesome. So
Chris?
I think I'm just too much of a pessimist these days, just because of past events with games like we said, Destiny. So I think you've nailed every concern I've had. Like, we've seen little bits here and there, not enough. I want to see more. I want to know more about the game, and I worry, just like everybody else, that's going to fall into that same path of Destiny. To me, it just feels like I can't be too optimistic. I got to have some reserve about it. So I will probably wait to hear from everybody else how it goes, but I want to see more. Just more. Everything.
the positive thing to look at on this game, though, is BioWare has a background in making RPGs already, making storyline-driven games, and they've already made an MMO as well. So they have a lot more experience going into this game than Bungie did making Destiny.
And they already dabbled in the shooting thing with Mass Effect. So
Yeah.
Right,
So I mean, like
right.
they have a pretty expansive pedigree going into this game. They just got to nail it. That's it. But they know how to do it. Like all the systems you want, they've done in their games already.
well, they have made an MMO as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, so they have it. Like, the only thing that can make them fail is them just not caring enough. But Destiny was a really cool experiment for Bungie, and everything about it worked out really well. Aside from their inexperience with MMOs essentially. But like as a shooter, it was fucking awesome. Looked awesome. Gunplay was
Played
awesome.
great,
The
yeah.
guns look really cool. All that shit. You know, there's just some kind of shady shit they did with the second game with altering things to make it harder. And Activision might be responsible for that. But yeah, so I mean, like that is something you got to kind of think about when it comes to these two and comparing them. Just because, yeah, like I would hope with the amount of experience that BioWare has and all those different things that they've done, they have a pretty expansive grouping of games they've worked on.
They also pretty much only make like big world idea games. So
Yeah. So I mean, this is outside of like the concept of like mechs and that kind of combat and world. This isn't anything really new for them. So. And the multiplayer thing, they haven't really done a whole lot of that, except for they dabbled a little bit in like
Dragon
Age
Age
and Mass Effect. But this will be like their first like not MMO like cooperative shooter type game. So, but I've watching that, the animations, everything is
it
really
looks
high fucking
crispy.
quality.
Yeah. It's crispy in the dark.
Yeah. So, I'm just being cautious with it, but I am excited for it. It looks fucking cool.
No, it looks cool. And like you said, I'm gonna probably end up buying this as well. I just more
I know
so
it will.
will it hold my attention for a long time because I mean I loved Destiny up until I hit max level and did the raid, and after
That was
that I was
done.
like, okay.
There wasn't a
And
story
then
that was keeping me
the
invested,
support was
and
super
I was
slow
and I
for
was
a long
done.
time, and I was just like, okay, yeah, moving on. Then did the Division, and same problem happened. So
Yeah. Yeah, exact same thing, pretty much. I just enjoyed my experience in the Division more than Destiny.
yeah,
But they're both fun. But yeah, got to the end on both of them, I was done. So, and then when they released new stuff, it was never anything I was excited for. It was just like a new raid, which I'm like, that's cool, but what else? And they're like, oh, PvP shit. I'm like, I didn't get that for that.
yeah. I didn't buy this game for that.
Yeah.
And you know, it's really funny. Fucking IGN after they were talking about Anthem at E3 made this like post that was on all their social media about like that face you make when there's no PvP, at launch for Anthem is like this pissed off face. I'm like, motherfucker, that is not why people buy these games.
Yeah,
It's
keep it
like-
out. A year 2 at it. I don't give a fuck.
That face I make when I hear there's no PvP.
I say just keep the game like it is and support it for a year, and then year 2, fucking add that PvP. I'm sure people would really want it though, but
There's
it's not
going
a
to
game.
be people who do want it, but like you got to also look at it like the focus of the type of game they're making. It's very much being designed to be a campaign that you go through essentially,
Yeah.
and focusing, coming off advertising like that and then coming out and being like, look at all this focus on PvP is kind of like slapping one audience in the face, that you've been advertising to, versus like if you would have just advertised in the first place, this is a PvP game, then it'd be different. But
And if it doesn't take away, like if you can do the PvP competently and not take anything away from working on that single player, I don't
Right.
care. But a lot of times when you spread resources like that, it does weaken something. And I think it's so important that they nail that cooperative experience that if it would take away from it, don't fucking touch it. Don't touch PvP for a while. Just because I just want it to be fucking awesome. I don't want to play and go, it was fun, but...
yeah,
Because I feel like that's been a constant thing with that kind of game. So,
for sure.
anything else you guys want to say on that?
No.
What are you guys gonna play?
I have to actually see like solid gameplay of all the classes, but when they talked about them originally, either the like the more like quote magic class or or the more like small agile one, the ranger or whatever. So those two appeal to me more. I don't like playing big bulky things in games usually, so I can't stand not being able to see around my character. Drives me insane.
Yeah, I'd
So I
probably
don't play big races in MMOs.
probably play Brutal Boy or Ranger Boy. Magic Boy looks okay, but I'm typically not into that.
Yeah.
I really like the look of the Magic Boy. Kind of like floating around and shit.
It's a
But,
nice Magic Boy you got there.
The whole concept of burning things to death is really appealing.
Yeah, I like
just don't
like when he's flying, he's going like that was pretty cool. So
I just don't like moving slow. That's the only thing.
Everyone flies.
yeah, like for me, no one moved really slow in that. Everybody's fucking moving pretty quickly.
No, my only problem like with the big guy because he looks awesome. Like I'm sure he plays. He looks like he plays great. It's the same reason like I don't play. Like we'll say World of Warcraft. The Tauren. Like I can't do it. I can't like I have to zoom out so fucking far to even be able to play that. Just because I don't like my screen being blocked by so much
I
character.
hate zooming out that far in MMO. I always play like I'm playing a third-person shooter.
Yeah, you play super close.
MMOs,
It's crazy.
yeah.
I play.
Well, because I hold down the mouse button to be able to free
camera,
look. I play MMOs like I'm playing a fucking shooter. Like I'm like in there looking up at the boss doing shit half the time. Unless it's a crazy big boss, and I zoom out. But
I would say it depends. If I'm questing in an MMO, my camera's about mid, sometimes a little close. But in a raid, camera's in the fucking sky.
well, I mean, yeah, when you got to really pay attention to your surroundings, you have to do that. But for the most part, when I'm playing MMO, I play in the fucking game. I like to live in there.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else?
No.
Anything else on Magic
bedtime,
Boys?
man.
Big Brew Boys, Fire Boys. Let us know in the comments what's your favorite. What's your favorite boy or girl? Do you like are you gonna play the Ranger, the big guy, the magic person? What do you think about Anthem? Are you looking forward to it? Are you cautious of it? Do you think it looks like shit? You think it looks? You're like those graphics are awful. I've seen the future, and
You're
this
a
is
liar.
nothing. Let us know in the comments everything you're thinking about when it comes to Anthem. That's gonna do it for this episode of Tastecast, episode 68. Yeah.
Inflection.
That's what I think it is. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out the streams on here, but also on Twitch at Tasty Senpai, all one word. And Chris is also on Twitch at Tasty_fruit. Hit the notification button to know when we go live. Check us out on Discord. You can talk to us anytime. You can post some random memes. A lot of stuff that happens on Discord makes it into the show as well, so you can be featured on here, be a part of the community. And we're on pretty much anywhere you can listen to podcasts, including Spotify. That's a new thing for us. I just got a thing today. It was like, you're on Spotify. I was like, okay, cool.
It also is now on Google as well, even though it didn't show up and didn't notify us of that for some reason.
Oh, weird. I'll have to check that.
A lot of our podcasting stuff is through a service called Anchor, and they just automatically added stuff, and they're constantly adding new stuff. So if there's an audio platform that you prefer, it's probably gonna end up there. But it's on most of the main
like
ones.
8 of them, which is crazy.
I think it's 9 now.
Yeah.
We're
Anyway.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's cool.
Most of the main ones, you can listen to us if you prefer to do that. And if you are listening to us and you want to see what we look like or see some of the visuals, some of the videos we watch, check us out on YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming. Subscribe, god damn it.
Whoa.
I got a little. It's the beer. It's the 1.5 beer I drank. I'm getting crazy. But yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Chris.
Until next episode, which will be Tuesday for Tasty Tuesday, doing it all over again. Have a good weekend, guys, and take it easy.